Hey, welcome back to Seabine. This is Linda Forsyth, and just going to go over a couple of things that went on today. We're just going to be very quick, so this is going to be a short video. Uh, Especially in my history, I've been doing things long, so I'm trying to kind of condense it just a little bit. First off, I wanted to reassure those of you who are been a little bit concerned about going to the c-fine.com website. Sometimes it's down, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Well, even though now, at least last time I looked, it was up, none of us to be able to post any kind of news stories are able to get into the back end to do any posting. Well, I wanted to let you know that we decided to take a proactive approach in removing our website all over to a different server or servers because we have a couple of them. We've been utilizing Amazon S3, and we just thought, just they haven't been doing anything wrong, but I've just been seeing some things happen where other individuals have been working with Amazon. So we're downloading the entire site and we're moving. That's just a decision that we had made. And so in the meantime, at least for probably the next 48 hours, there's going to be some glitches like that before we get everything moved over. But we're doing this for safety reasons. We have the entire site backed up. And what's taking so long is it's kind of a huge, huge, huge site. And so it's going to take a little bit, but we got it under control. We've got a lot of great people that are working on this almost 24/7 to get this done. And so we can continue moving forward again. And this is what quite a few individuals are doing. It's actually, in my personal opinion, it might not be a bad idea to get your own servers and so on if you can. This way, you are in charge of your life, so to speak. You're in charge of your website instead of having somebody take it down, kind of like what they did with Parler. From what I understand, it was Amazon and Google and someone else that, for the most part, was taking it down, that took Parler down and holding them hostage. So I prefer to be in charge of my own destiny, so to speak. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and minimize my screen. But you know what? That reminds me, I have some Gitmo news every single time I get on here. Somebody always in the comments, well, what's going on with Gitmo? Well, I have been continuously keeping a close eye on things, and I also have been working very closely with my contact, keeping up to speed. I had done a Gitmo video. Oh my gosh, it's been about what, 6 weeks ago now, that you may want to take a look at because there is some activity situations that was going on there. But for the most part, it's the same as what it's always been for, I don't know, at least all 2019. But going back from the very beginning, it's just a glacial movement. So what I had done is pretty much an analysis from behind the scenes. And if you want to take a look at that video to become caught up, or maybe if you haven't seen it yet, it'd probably be a good thing to watch it. But one of the things, the reason I'm bringing this up, one of the things I mentioned on that video of the changes is Judge Perella had set a date for the actual trials to begin. What date it was? Today. January 11th, 2021 was the day that the Guantanamo Bay trials for KSM et al., Malik Sheikh Mohammed, and all the others that from the 9/11 trials was actually supposed to begin. For those of you that are not aware, even after 20 years now, we're still in pre-trials. So I'm not going to get into that, just repeating it. Just go back to the video. I'll go ahead and leave it in the description up top here. But the reason I'm bringing it up is I did reach out to my contact and ask him, is what's going on with the trials, because that was one date they didn't change, which I thought was kind of interesting. But they went ahead and got rid of everything else, including going on into 2021 later on in the year. So I made some speculations about what was going to happen. Well, I was wrong. They went ahead and they did do a particular order where they postponed the beginnings of the trials. So same old, same old. But I will go ahead and read to you what my contact said to me. So keeping you up to speed with what I've got. Hi, Linda. Received your text. Trial will not start on Monday, January 11th. The judges who have presided over the case have delayed the litigation and filing deadlines in 30-day increments. This started around March of 2020, when the COVID pandemic started. The judges do this by issuing interim orders. As you can see, these are the 12th and 11th supplements, so it's been done several times by multiple judges. For on the record information as to why the 9/11 trial start date has been rescheduled, please see Appellate Exhibit 788, 12th Supplement AE 639HH, 11th Supplement, 12th Supplement to Interim Order, Temporary Extension of Briefing and Litigation Suspense due to impacts of coronavirus COVID-19, dated December 18th, 2020. This can be found at the following link on the Office of Military Commissions website. I'll leave that there for you also. It's a good idea for you to check back periodically to see what's going on there, because anything and everything that's going on in Gitmo is on that website. So I'll put that link, including any and all trials, pre-trials that are going on. It also has the transcripts that you can read. It has exactly who's there in Gitmo and so on. So enough of that. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, so still up, yay. It wasn't an hour ago, but anyway, here's the c-find.com website. Get over there while you can to read the news stories that we have got up there, because you never know what's going to happen. But there's plenty of news stories on here that you may want to take the time and effort. We're constantly updating things that are of interest. Yesterday morning, Antifa was marching in New York City in riot gear. And let me see. Representative Nunes calls for, that's Nunes, N-U-N-E-S, calls for investigation for suspected big tech racketeering. Okay, well, that's interesting. And also the other day, all roads to the Vatican were closed and there was a power outage. Lynn Wood had made a post saying you may want to go to the live Vatican feed and just watch what's going on. So I was up late that night and I was watching, and everything was out except for a couple of little lights, which we found out later that the little lights that were on were actually solar lights. But the Vatican did go dark there for a while. I wanted to let everyone know that I had researched quite a bit, and these things that you're hearing about the Pope being arrested and that there was a shooting and there was a number of other things, didn't happen. It didn't happen. I did check into it, but it most certainly did go dark. And why Lynn Woods made the specific suggestion to go ahead and watch the live Vatican feed, there was a reason for it. He wanted us to actually physically see what was going on and to take note. I have a feeling this is going to be a future proves past type of thing, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, one other thing I was going to bring up of interest is the executive order that President Trump had, let me see, he put it out on November 12th, 2020. It's an executive order on addressing the threat from securities investments that finance communist Chinese military companies. Well, the reason this is of importance now, this executive order, I will also put a link to that so you can take the time to look at it and read it. But it is something that you probably are going to want to take a look at because of one little thing that I'm just going to point out to you. So if I can get down to it here real quick. Here it is. All right, section 1, the following actions are prohibited. And this is the first one, beginning 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 11th, 2021, any transaction in publicly traded securities or any securities that are derivatives of or are designed to provide investment exposure to such securities of any communist Chinese military company as defined in section 4AI of this order by any United States person, and Part 2, beginning 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on that date, is 60 days after a person is determined to be a communist Chinese military company pursuant to Section 4A2 or 3 of this order. Any transaction in publicly traded securities or any securities that are derivatives of and are designed to provide investment exposure to such securities of that person by any United States person. It's talking about this morning, Eastern Standard Time. Now, when was Trump supposed to speak? Which is the next subject I was going to bring up. He was supposed to speak at, I think it was 10:30 Pacific time. That's our time. It's what, 12:30? It's Eastern time. And that was a no-show. So, many of us were excited to hear what he had to say and so on. Well, it just didn't happen. And then it was postponed to be 12:30 Pacific time, which is what, 3:30 Eastern. And again, nothing happened. But then something popped up where Secretary Pompeo, in the verbiage that it gave, was about an urgent message that was going to be coming from Michael Pompeo, Secretary of State. Well, that one was also late. They played a lot of music for a long period of time. And then when he got on, I mean, it was great that he did get on, but there wasn't really anything that we hadn't heard before that I would classify as urgent. But he did mention a couple of times about the CCP and a couple other things that are going on. But anyway, it really was kind of a not anything that I was expecting, or I think anyone was expecting. And to boot, this is something that was shown all over the world. So I think everyone was waiting with bated breath, so to speak. So I think personally, this is just my opinion. Trump's an advocate of Sun Tzu, and he is not going to show his cards. And he may be driving a couple of people crazy, thinking that he's going to act doing things, and then he doesn't. So, who would this affect the most that he didn't come on? You guys just hold the line, hold the line. I know it's driving us all crazy, but I have a feeling it's causing some other things to happen that's a whole lot worse. And with that being said, it's a good thing for us, a good thing for us. So I don't know about you, but I'm at peace for this, even though, somebody hasn't been awake for a while. It's might be a little disconcerting, but it's all good. It's all good. Just let things play out. There's some things that you can't control. You can't control. So just let Trump be Trump. Okay? Well, there is one other thing I was going to bring up. And that is, I thought it was interesting because we are having difficulty getting into the back end of the website. We can't post articles, at least for the time being, at least for another 48 hours. So I am going to go here, directly to Epoch Times, who put out this article, Twitter suspends account of Judicial Watch's Fitton. So President of Judicial Watch, Tom Fitton, said Twitter had suspended his account for at least 7 days for allegedly violating the platform's rules. Okay, so not only are they doing, President Trump and Twitter is booting everyone off. I got my Twitter page also booted. I wasn't surprised. I was rather amused because I don't even hardly ever post on there. And I really don't have much of a following on my personal page. But I guess there was something about me that they didn't like, so they booted me. But Fitton said he was locked out of his account for posting hydroxychloroquine is a safe drug, a topic that he has been posting on since September. He said at that time, Twitter specifically found that it was not in violation of its rules, but has now decided to take action against the account. I have appealed, but we all know, given this background, that this is not about HCQ. It is about finding a pretext to silence another leading conservative voice, Fitton said in a statement on Parler, which is where he is. Well, what's interesting is Parler went down. So, what do you do in that type of a situation? Well, who took Parler down? It was Google and Amazon. And for the life of me, I'm throwing a blank on the other one that was going on. But, so that's why, frankly, we're moving our website. And that's what I told you about in the beginning. Now, in closing, I'm going to go ahead and point out that on our YouTube channel, which those of you are on YouTube that are there right now, please go back and look at some of the other videos. Now, last night, two of our citizen journalists, Adam and also Valley, which were two of the people that were there at the rally that was in DC on January 6th, they did an awesome live remote yesterday. And so, I mean, it's got a huge amount of views. Take the time to look at it. They're both gifted. So, okay, I can retire now. That's somebody that is really, really good at doing this. And they're going to continue doing it, which is really exciting. I love their energy and everything they do. But this is the video right here. It's a live breaking video. And Valley and Adam talk quite a bit about some more things that happened on January 6th. Now, if you haven't seen the video that was done the day before, this video, here you see MAGA Hulk that we interviewed and a couple of other well-known social media stars that were there. You can find out what really went on January 6th. This is why that's getting a huge, huge amount of hits, because it is unedited except for piecing together multiple different video footages and then also highlighting a couple of things. But for the most part, you make your own decision. You make your own decision. And then there's one other that, well, there's quite a few others, but one is an opinion piece about social media, internet, and cell phone services going down. So that might be something that hopefully everyone is preparing for. It's a possibility. They talk on the video that Adam and Valley did yesterday, the live feed that is still up there, some good walkie-talkies to get, to look into and having in case you lose cell service. At least, if you get one with broader range of reach, you can have at least an ability to have communications with some people that isn't too far away. I think it's like within 25 miles if there is no obstructions or buildings in the way. Otherwise, generally, they said on average it'll be about 5 miles. But they talk about that. They talk about a number of things that you can do. Now, reason I am coming here on my phone, I wanted to, before I sign off, bring to your attention that this is something that was on Twitter the other day, and I did check into it and it's valid. Devin Nunes has given us a text message or a message that if you text the number, and I'm going to repeat this a couple times, if you text the number 98078, 98078, 98078, with the word freedom in all caps, you will be connected directly with Devin Nunes. And the text message that you will receive back, it says, "This is Devin Nunes. Big tech will not silence us. Thank you for subscribing to my text alerts and joining Team Nunes. I will keep you posted." So in other words, if everything goes down, this is a text you want to have. You'll be able to get messages directly from the White House. So that's in keep, news stories and this type of thing. So I will also put that up into the the description page. So everybody, exciting times we're living in. We are in a time of history, and we are all making a difference in many things that are going on right now. Just keep in touch with your neighbors, and be certain. I mean, just at any time, it's a good thing to do. Just be stocked up on a little bit of extra food or things that you need. Be ready to check on your neighbors, and just keep close. This type of thing. Everything is covered. It's going to be okay. But since Trump is doing the Sun Tzu thing, nobody knows what's happening. I mean, we could speculate and do some analysis, but in the end, I don't think we're meant to know because he doesn't show his hand. It's really quite simple. Well, everybody, if you like this video, please go ahead and hit the like button. And I would love it if you would comment and give me some of your thoughts that we have down in the comments section. And if you aren't a subscriber yet, please subscribe. Please subscribe, because we're going to be trying to do these videos in some capacity as long as we have the ability to do so every single night. And if it isn't me, it'll be Valley Dawn Hart. Remember, the person I'm going to be able to retire from now. So, either her or Adam or some other individuals, we're going to be doing some exciting interviews also. So, okay, everybody, have a wonderful day, and go over to c-find.com. Just remember, it is going to be going up and down. It's going to be like this for about 48 hours, depending on what happens, of course. Have a good night, everybody.